Welcome back. In this topic, we are going to do an independent test. So this is a questions. So a researcher would like to compare the mean of BMI between male and female. So in this case, you can see that we have two groups of data, one group from male and one group from female. And you can see that the data point that we have for male is actually less than compared to the female. But it doesn't matter, right? For independent tests, we do not require exactly the same data point between the two groups. However, for dependent tests or pair tests, we cannot to have that. Okay, we must have matching number of data point. So based on this data, we will use SPSS to carry out the analysis. So as usual, we go to variable view. So now we have two variables. One is BMI and one is gender, right? So for BMI, it is scale, but for gender, it is nominal. So for nominal data, it is necessary for us to come to the value here and specify. So value will put 1 as 1 as male and 2 as female. You can put it otherwise, it doesn't really matter. You can put female as 1 and male as 2, it is perfectly fine. Right, so now we go to data view. Right, you can see you have BMI and gender here. So we put in the data for male. Okay, so these are all male, so we put 1. And now we put in for female. So these are number 2. So in total, 44 data points. So now we are going to do the analysis. As usual, go to analyze, go to compare mean. So in this case, we have independent sample t-test. So click it. So you have two variables now. So one is BMI, one is gender. So the gender is the one that we are going to do the grouping. So we put it over here. BMI, we put it over here. So under gender, you need to click it and define the group. So you just click 1 and 2. All right, because 1 is male, 2 is female. Continue. All right, okay. So now the data come back. So you can see the mean and for male and female, all right, the standard deviation if you want that. So you can see that down here, you have a Levene test, all right. So why do you have this Levene test? So you look at the two rows over here. You have equal variance assumed and equal variance not assumed. And you have two different significant value. But in this case, the two significant values are the same. But in some cases, the two significant values are different. One is less than 0.05, one is more than 0.05. So the function of Levene test is to allow us to know whether we can assume equal variance or not. Okay, so one thing to remember, we always bias towards assume equal variance. So unless the p-value over here for Levene test is less than 0.05, or else we will assume with equal variance. So in this case, 0.148 is more than 0.05. So we will assume equal variance. And we look at the p-value over here, it is less than 0.05. It is actually 0.002. So in that case, we can conclude that we will reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. In short, we will say male and female will have different BMI. Thank you.